All right, good morning, everyone. We have Mr. Manish Srivastav with us, SEBI registered valuer, and also the founder of Alpha Value Consulting. We will be doing a short session with him about valuation and questions around that. So, welcome here. Welcome to Valuationary. It's great to have you, sir.
Yeah, hi, and it's been my pleasure to be over here with the valuationary team. And it's always like when I talk about valuation, it's being a dynamic field, and a lot of people, a lot of the students wants to join. You start with your MBA, and then you think that I should go into the valuation. Like a lot of the people feel about that, right? And that is something dynamic that everybody wishes to join and go into the investment banking domain. So investment banking cannot be done without the valuation, because that is one of the most important, I can say, the segment of the investment banking.
All right. So thank you for that, sir. Now starting with the questions, as you said, how valuation is such a dynamic field. As someone who is a valuation expert with a successful career in the field, can you share how one can enter this field and what exactly it takes to be a successful valuer as yourself?
To enter the valuation, it is not, I would say that there's only one way or one means to enter into it. Uh, if you are asking about like how to starting the career with the valuation, then I would say that you can join the company uh, as an analyst, and then basically when you are joining as an analyst, then you will be looking into various, like a lot of the business models. You will be looking into like how the companies are performing, a lot of the spreadsheets you will go through, a lot of the research report that you will go through, right? It will provide you an insight, because valuation is not only about numbers. It is not only about just the financial numbers you are understanding. It is about how the theme of any company being built, how the how the journey of the company being taking place. Okay, so there being certain qualitative factors which actually comes along with the experience. Okay, but when as a starting point, you have to be well versed with various business models, with the valuation techniques, as well as like how the sector and the segments performs. So it is a combination of all those things which will make you aware about how the thing works. Okay, generally people make a mistake like when you start your career, and you think that I know about various methods like discounted free cash flow, comparable company, comparable transaction multiple. Then you start feeling that I know everything in the valuation, because these are all the models and I know each and every model. I can apply these models and get the valuation done. Okay, but this is actually a myth. When you travel up about 10 years, 15 years into this particular segment, then you realize that valuation is not only about numbers, it is more about experience that you gain. Okay, so then you feel after 10, 15 years, what I personally feel, I don't know anything about valuation, because every day is it's being a new day. It's being a new valuation that is coming in, that is being throwing something surprise to us that we have never heard of. Okay, so uh, this is something, that's why I say there is something very dynamic in nature. It is not like I learned something and I keep on applying for a number of years. I have to learn it every day. Okay, because even if I say that the segment that are coming, new segments are coming. There never used to be robotic science. There never used to be artificial intelligence. There never used to be 3D printing. All these things are coming up new. And there is no historical background for all these things. Now you need to value it. So you need to be aware about the dynamics of these segments. Until and unless you don't know the dynamics, you just looking into the balance sheet, P&L statement will lead you to nowhere. Okay, this is what I want to say in this part.
All right. That is as again reiterating that yes, I understand that since valuation is such a dynamic field and it's changing constantly. So as someone who's working in this field of valuation, typically what activities does one have to look after in a starter job, like one of the most basic jobs in this field? Like what are the some necessary skills, be it soft or technical, that a candidate must possess to get at least get a starter job in the field?
he has to be very well aware about various business techniques, business models, like how the valuation, what are the valuation methods are and how it works. Okay. Then he has to be very well versed with the sectorial reports. Like he has to read the sectorial report, understand the sector and the segment. He has to be aware about with the various, like the databases, like the Capital Line or the Bloomberg or the ProS database, how it works, how I have to find the numbers, from where I should take the number and the correct numbers. There's a lot of like the news which comes into the market, and people start reading the newspaper and saying that the deal has happened at this particular multiple. There may be like the news at times, what we read in the newspaper may not be authentic one. The reason being, there may be something like a compulsory convertible debenture or something like convertible instrument that being issued, and the market is reading it as the equity funding has taken place. So what is more important is we need to go deep down. We need to look into the Ministry of Company Affairs website, and we need to download the financials of the company for which we are looking at. Okay, there you will be able to find like the PAS-3 form is there, which will talk about allotment of shares, real allotment at which it has taken place. Okay, so I would say like there are certain like information whenever we are writing something or we are using it, we need to see whether I'm taking it from the authentic source or not. Because so many things are available over the net, and I just take it from here and there and placing it to the senior management, and the senior management is saying what is the source behind it. So I have to be very particular about the source from where I've been taking the data. Okay. And when I say technical, that is one part. Soft skill, yes, of course, you have to develop the soft skill as well, because that is the part and parcel of the entire game is, because when you being into the investment banking, you have to be one of the most smartest guys in this world, right? So you need, because you are not dealing with the middle level management. You've been dealing with the CEO, CFO, and the top management of the company. You've been talking with the promoters of the company. So that is how, as well as I would suggest, like whenever you are starting your career, go an extra mile. It is not like just some senior has provided you some work and you are saying, sir, okay, I have done whatever you have provided to me. But take an extra step. You say that I have gone deep into it and find that these are the certain things which may be useful to us. So then he will also start appreciating to you. And he will saying that, okay, he's a person who is doing something more than what is expected to. Another thing, you need to do a lot of research. Research, when I say, generally what people do, they place it over the Google, whatever they are searching for, and then they look into on the very first page of it and say that, okay, these are the information that we have. Generally, the first page of the Google is a push page, where everybody is trying to push it, okay? Because when you look into like the Google advert, it being a push strategy, like it's come first. So, but most of the important information, most of the research work, you will be able to find it on the 6th and the 7th page. I generally go to the level of the 8th page. And that is how you're able to find the unbiased information. Okay, that is one part. Another is, what I would suggest, please, when you are starting your career, start not reading only the balance sheet and the P&L statement. Start reading the annual report. Start reading like what is the chairman's speech is, what is the management discussion is, what are the qualification remarks that the auditor has placed. I've been doing something, an auditor is saying something, and I'm not taking care of what the auditor is saying. Then I've been, because he is making the red flags, and I'm not looking at those red flags. So I have to then notes to account that we need to look into. It is not only just the front side of the balance sheet and the P&L statement, but the notes to account, which will provide me the glimpse of the various things. Okay. I need to look into the share capital schedule. I need to look into the investment schedule. Okay. So because the company value being not only derived based on your P&L, it's also being derived like where you have made the investments. Okay. I may be a company not doing anything, but I made investment into unicorn companies. So my value being based upon how the investment I have made. Okay. So these are the preliminary things that we need to look at, we need to understand. And research, of course, I would say that is one of the most important ingredient which will keep you ahead of everyone. Okay. Another aspect, a lot of people are not reading the newspapers these days. They are just looking into in shots and like shortcuts to the various in order to get the information. But I would suggest that please start reading the newspaper. There are a lot of the industry things comes into picture. Okay. If you asked me personally, I read Mint paper and I read Economic Times. Okay. There being one app that is Magjetter, which I have in my mobile, which I generally read a lot of the magazines being over there. So it will provide you a lot of insight into how the various sectors are performing.